Breaking news in the Bronx. This is Bronx Fan Central.
Yankees fans, 15 wins. Fenway Park silenced. AL East in the bag. But while the team is winning, 2 bombs just went off behind the scenes. One could change the future of the franchise. The other? It might be exactly what this roster needs to become a champion. The question is, will the Yankees make the right decision or repeat the mistakes of the past? 15 wins. First place in the AL East. A 4-1 victory inside Fenway Park, the enemy's house, with an incomplete roster. If you ask me to draw the perfect start to the 2026 season for the Yankees, this would be it. And even so, in the middle of all this positive energy, the front office is considering a trade that will divide the Bronx fan base for weeks. Spencer Jones to the St. Louis Cardinals. Jojo Romero back to New York. When this proposal leaked through heavy on sports, the reaction was immediate. Part of the fan base loved it. Part of it got angry, and I understand both sides, because this is not a simple decision. This is exactly the kind of decision that defines franchises. The kind you make when you're winning, when the pressure is lower, when you have the clarity to think strategically, instead of reacting to panic. The Yankees are not desperate. They are leading. And that's exactly why this proposal needs to be analyzed coldly, without euphoria and without sentiment. Because giving up a prospect at Spencer Jones' level is never trivial, and baseball history is full of trades that looked brilliant in April and turned into nightmares by September. Have you ever stopped to think about what it means to be a Yankees prospect today? The Bronx farm system has improved a lot in recent years. The pipeline is stronger than it was in 2018, in 2019, when the franchise relied almost entirely on the external market to reinforce the roster. Building from within has become a real priority, and Spencer Jones is one of the most visible products of that philosophical shift. But here's the problem fans need to face without romanticism. A prospect with no clear path to the major league team is not being developed. He's being stored. And storing talent in the minor league system, while the major league outfield is already crowded, is not strategy. It's waste disguised as patience. Jones has above-average physical tools. He has the kind of traits that make scouts smile. But the high strikeout rates in AAA are a real warning sign, not a minor detail. And when you look at the Yankees outfield today, there's no open window for him to break into the main lineup in the short term. So the question you need to answer is not whether Jones is good. It's good for who and when. The New York Yankees defeated the Boston Red Sox 4-1 at Fenway Park, reaching 15 wins in the 2026 season and solidifying their lead in the AL East division. The performance reinforces the team's consistency even while operating without key starters on the roster. In the rehab department, shortstop Anthony Volpe played a game for the AAA affiliate Somerset, where the coaching staff focused on evaluating his defensive movement after a lower body injury. Manager Aaron Boone confirmed that Volpe will return directly to the starting lineup as soon as he is medically cleared, ending Jose Caballero's temporary run at the position. The move dominating backstage conversations, however, was the trade proposal reported by Heavy on Sports. Prospect Spencer Jones would go to the St. Louis Cardinals in exchange for left-handed pitcher Jojo Romero. Romero's 2026 numbers stand out: a 2.25 ERA and a 1.08 in 12 innings, performance that places him among the most efficient left-handed relievers in the league right now. Jones, on the other hand, carries recognized physical talent but faces concrete limitations: a high strikeout rate in AAA and a crowded outfield on the Yankees' main roster. Jarrett Cole and Carlos Rodon remain in recovery, with returns expected between May and June. And since we're talking about the Yankees' future, if you want to show that pride regardless of what happens with this trade, I left some links in the description with team products I recommend. Check them out after the video. Now let me tell you what this trade discussion reveals beneath the surface. Because when a proposal at this level appears on a specialized outlet, it's rarely the first time the name has circulated internally. These conversations have usually already happened. The leak is almost always the final stage of a negotiation that has progressed further than the public imagines. And timing matters a lot here. The Cardinals are in a selective rebuild. They need young talent with physical upside, exactly Jones's profile. On the Yankees' side, the left-handed bullpen is a position that needs a real upgrade before Cole and Rodon return. Because when the rotation becomes complete, the pressure on the bullpen in big games will increase, not decrease. You're going to need a reliable left-hander to face left-heavy lineups in postseason series. Romero, with a 2.25 ERA, is exactly that profile. What few people discuss is Jones's track record against breaking pitches down in the zone. The strikeout rates in AAA are not random. They point to a specific vulnerability that major league pitchers will exploit without mercy, and fixing that takes time. Time the Yankees may not want to wait while a championship window is open. I'll be direct. This trade divides me, and it divides me in a way that few roster decisions can. On the rational side, I completely understand the logic. On the rational side, I completely understand the logic. Romero is dominating right now. Jones has no spot on the major league roster right now. The championship window is open right now. Baseball is a sport where now matters just as much as tomorrow, sometimes more. The Yankees of 2009 didn't wait for the perfect moment. They went and got what they needed and won the title. But on the fan side, the one who follows the farm system, who has watched Jones play, who understands what that physical profile represents in terms of development ceiling, I feel the weight of this decision. Prospects with Jones' athletic tools don't show up every year in any team's pipeline. You don't manufacture that. You either have it or you don't. And the Yankees have it. The big question here is this: is Romero a postseason pitcher or a regular season pitcher? Because a 2.25 ERA in April and May is different from a 2.25 ERA in October, with the game on the line and 50,000 people in the stands. Before sending Jones to St. Louis, I want to see more innings from Romero in real pressure situations. I want more data. I want to be sure I'm buying the pitcher who shows up when it matters most, not the one who disappears when the stage gets bigger. And here's where the decision becomes truly complicated for you as a fan, because you need to choose which story you want to believe. The first story says, the Yankees are 15 and whatever, leading the division, with Cole and Rodon coming back. Add Romero to the bullpen, and you have a roster built for October. Spencer Jones shines in St. Louis. You recognize it was a fair trade, and no one regrets it because the team won the title with the right piece at the right time. The second story says, Jones becomes a star in St. Louis in 2 years. Romero gets injured or loses form in August. Cole and Rodon return but are not the same pitchers. And you'll look back at that April trade and wonder what would have been different if you had been more patient. Neither story is impossible, and that's exactly why this decision will define this front office's narrative for years. Brian Cashman isn't just managing the 2026 roster. He's managing how the franchise is perceived when it comes to making big decisions, with data, with courage, or with anxiety disguised as strategy. I hope it's with data, because the numbers are there, the analysis is there, and a front office at the Yankees level shouldn't need a push from a media outlet to make the right call. 15 wins. First place in the AL East. Volpe coming back soon. Cole and Rodon on the horizon. The 2026 Yankees have everything they need to make a serious title run, and the front office knows it. The question now is how much of that window they are willing to sacrifice from the future to secure it. Spencer Jones or JoJo Romero. Prospect or immediate production. Patience or aggressiveness. That's the decision that will show who the Yankees want to be when October arrives. If you want to check out Yankees gear, I left some links in the description. Now tell me, would you make this trade today, with the team leading and Cole coming back soon? Or would you wait for more innings from Romero before giving up Jones? Let me know in the comments, because this conversation is just getting started.